Jankel quit the west side easy, eh? Went cross town and joined YMCA. Soon bacon and pork he began to enjoy. Took off his yarmulke, it was a guy. I said, hey, Jankel, take a walk on the kosher side. I said, hey, Nudnik, take a walk down Fairfax.
We're in the studio now with the world's most famous senior citizen Jewish rock star and leader of the famed rock group Gefilte Joe and the Fish, Chaim Lipschitz, better known as Gefilte Joe. Good evening, Gefilte.
It's a pleasure for me to be here.
But anyway, how did you get to become a rock star?
I retired, and my son went off to college, and he had a guitar. And every day I used to sit and look at the guitar, and maybe I'm a little senile, but I thought the guitar was talking to me. It said, pick it up, pick it up. So one day I decided, well, I pick up this thing, because I'll tell you something, I believe in music.
Yeah, first song you recorded for Rhino Records was Walk on the Kosher Side. It was originally done by Lou Reed called Walk on the Wild Side, but I understand that you had the original idea.
Wait a second, who's Lou Reed?
Lou Reed did the song Walk on the Wild Side, and I thought your song Walk on the...
What are you talking about? This is my song.
You wrote it from
Walk on the wild side, walk on the kosher side. This is my song. This man is a thief. I want him arrested.
Well, we'll check into that, but...
well, you check into it. Because this is my song. I'm an original person. I don't need to steal other people's ideas because I have a very independent mind. I always did. Go on there, Mr. Wallace.
No, I'm not Mr. Wallace.
You're not Mr. Wallace?
No.
Mike Wallace?
No.
Isn't it 60 Minutes?
No, I'm sorry, it isn't. You're in a radio station, you're doing a radio interview.
Oh, so this isn't such a big deal.
Gefilte, how do your sons feel about this? Gefilte, how do your, how do your sons and family...
What'd you wake me for?
We still have the interview.
Don't you see an old man sleeping?
Well, we still have the interview.
What kind of a person are you?
Well, how about your...
Would I wake you up?
I don't know, I don't go to sleep in the middle of my interviews.
What's your sign?
My sign?
I'm curious.
I'm, matzah. No, I am, Pisces.
No, matzah?
Pisces.
Pisces?
Right.
With fish?
Right, the fish.
I like fish.
Well,
That's why I named my group
Gefilte
Joe and the Fish. There's never been another group with a name like that.
Well, how about Country Joe and the Fish?
Who?
Country Joe and the Fish?
You gotta write these people's names down. I gotta find out who these people are.
Some people said you took your name from...
They're stealing my material.
Right. Anyway, how do you find this...
This was my idea, you know. Gefilte Joe and the Fish.
Well, some people think it's a takeoff
What's the name of the other?
Country Joe and the Fish.
There's a group like this?
Yeah, they're...
How long they been around? Couple months, maybe?
Well, yeah, a few months. What are some of your other future plans? Gefilte! What are some of your other future plans? And
well, I want to play the life of Tyrone Power.
It seems like you should play Jimi Hendrix. He was a big rock star in the...
What was he? If it's nothing, I never heard of him.
What rock stars have you heard of?
Oh, wait a second. Hendrix?
Right.
Schwarze?
Right.
Took a lot of drugs.
Right.
Right.
What rock star?
He was a very sick boy.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He was a very sick boy.
I really didn't know that.
Very sick. And Janet Joplin?
Yeah, right. Jopstein.
Jopstein?
Right, yeah.
Janis Jopstein.
Right.
Yeah. Also with drugs. Because there wasn't enough discipline in the home.
Anyway, some of these other rock groups, what do you feel? I know
well,
Blondie, how do you...
Blondie, a nice girl with no color in her. She should go to Miami Beach for a few weeks. She'd get good color down there.
What other groups?
I don't like Black Sabbath.
What's wrong with them?
And Styx. I don't like Styx. But Lawrence Welk is one of the most brilliant rock musicians that we have on the scene today.
Joe, I know you don't like some of the trends going on now, the processed music like disco music and really overproduced pop music. What do you think about the future of rock and roll? I mean, do you think it's dead?
Why do you interrupt me?
I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Well, Disco Duck was a good song. But otherwise, disco I don't like. Disco I shouldn't like, I don't like disco. Because it's manufactured music. Manufactured music is not my kind of music.
You like...
If I want to manufacture, I go to a factory.
You like the real simple
My
down
brother has
home-
a factory, very successful.
What's
I
he
never liked
manufacture?
him. He manufactures piece goods, garments, fabrics. I never get along with him.
Does he like your rock and roll music?
Huh?
Does he like your rock and roll music?
Oh, no, he doesn't. He can't hear.
I see. But does he see you? Does he come see you, like at the Whiskey Shalom
Let him
Theater?
drop dead. He don't come see me.
But anyway, as you were saying, what is the future of rock and roll?
I don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay.
Oh, great. And on that, we will end our interview with Gefilte Joe.
Huh?
Thank you. Gefilte? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wallace.
No, I'm not Mr. Wallace.
Mr. Wallace?
No.
Mr. Safer.
No, this isn't 60 Minutes.
Really? With the glasses on, you look like Mike Wallace? Yes, I'm a macho man. Hey, yes, I'm a macho man. You got to be a macho
Okay, we're in the studio today with San Diego's famed KGB Chicken. And as all of you know, the KGB Chicken is one of the world's most famous fowls. And, excuse me, he's the most famous fowl. And Mr. Chicken has performed on stage with many famous personalities. Yes, Paul McCartney and Elvis Presley, yeah, and President Jerry Ford, and of course we can't forget Richard Nixon. Well, maybe we can forget him. Anyway, Mr. Chicken, okay, I'll call you Kay. Kay, why did you perform, of all songs, Do You Think I'm Sexy? I see. That's very interesting. I didn't know that Rod Stewart's haircut was referred to as the rooster cut. Tell me, since you've been performing, do you get a lot of reaction from the female members of the audience? So you do get all the chicks. Well, what does your wife say about this, going out on the road so much? And so then you aren't henpecked. Tell me, who have some of your favorite performers been over the years? Henny Youngman, Sam Peckinpah, Gregory Peck. What advice would you give to young chickens who want to get into the business? Stay away from hormone shots. Take your nest egg and invest it wisely. Makes sense. Oh, yeah, and don't go near barbecues or boiling pots of water. Very good words of advice. Well, thank you very much, Mr. KGB Chicken. And as everyone knows, the KGB Chicken and his band will be playing next week at the Crush the Colonel benefit in San Diego. And we appreciate very much your coming tonight, and you're welcome. Goodbye.
Will make a nice snack for me to munch. You should have listened, geek, because this is the end. My name is Blassie, King of Men.
We're sitting here with Mr. Blassie.
Yeah, I know. I figure I'm talking to another dingaling.
Well, we hear you started wrestling at an early age. Could you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, well, I was crawling and had my first match. I haven't met anybody yet good enough to give me any competition. What else you want to know? Speak up.
How do you feel about recording after all these years?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I mean, it's easy. Very easy. Simple. They call me One Take Blassie.
What do you intend to do with your first gold record?
My first gold record, I'm going to peel a gold off and sell it. As high as gold is right now.
When did you first become aware of the existence of pencil neck geeks?
Well, first time I came to California.
Could you give us a little background on your first run-in with the species?
Oh, yeah, I was down at the beach, and there was four of them. They were about that big. Asked me pose this way, pose that way, and I wanted to be left alone, just relax and take in all that sunshine. They said, "Will you pose some more, Fred?" So they were little pencil necks. I kept posing for them.
Tell us those anecdotes about San Martino.
Bruno Sammartino, I got to tell you, this actually happened. You know, he and his cousin, they left Philadelphia one time, and they were on their way to Pittsburgh, where Bruno Sammartino lives. And right on the outskirts of Philadelphia, as you left, there's a big sign that says, "Clean restrooms." And by the time Bruno Sammartino and his cousin got to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, they cleaned 154 restrooms. Now that shows the intelligence of Bruno Sammartino.
What about some of the long-standing feuds you had in the Los Angeles area with first Mr. Moto and then the Destroyer?
Oh, yeah, well, Mr. Moto. The less said about him, the better. This here was the guy, he had the salt and the rockabye sleeper hold and everything, you know. But he always wanted the challenge, Freddie Blassie. He figured he could make himself a reputation in a hurry by beating me. But to this day, he hasn't defeated me, and that day will never come. And as far as Destroyer, he got tired of me beating on his noggin all the time. He left, and he went back over to one of those Asiatic countries. That guy left the United States for good because he doesn't want no part of me. And as far as him wearing that mask, now there's a guy who was really hit with an ugly stick. This guy here, I unmasked him one night, and I put the mask right back on his head because I didn't want everybody in the joint to faint and get sick, weak stomach, because this guy is really ugly. Ooh.
Fred, being that you are presently managing a large stable of wrestlers on the East Coast, how are you going to satisfy the demands of your rock and roll fans who want to see you perform?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't begrudge the people out here anything. You know, I mean, after all, I figure that it's no more than right for them to see the beautiful profile of Fred Blassie. And I'm going to come out here. And when they see my outfits, believe me, this Elton John and his ding-a-ling Liberace. You know, Liberace copied his style from me, his clothes. When Liberace started out here, this is the truth, 1960. I was the first one to come out here with sequins and all these things like this. And Liberace used to just wear tuxedos. You're listening to this here, Libby, old boy out there, how you ding-a-ling? Because I'm telling you. And Regis Philbin, who's a good friend of mine, and you people well know, asked Liberace one time. He said, "You know, Lee," he said, "Blassie says that you're going around, you were emulating him." And he said, "Well, you know, Freddie." "Yeah, you know Freddie too, you pencil neck geek. You copied Freddie Blassie's style. And the same thing goes for this pencil neck geek Muhammad Ali." He says, "Gorgeous George." Gorgeous George wasn't even around. You punch-drunk Muhammad Ali, you farmer known as Cassius Clay. You were listening to Fred Blassie. It shows you what a ding-a-ling you are out there. You got a little disturbance between your ears. So you listen now, the king is telling you call yourself the king. The king of what? I'm the original king, and I'm going to be the king of history of all time, of all sports. Now, you listen to that, Cassius? He's a one-man, no-gun, losing streak. Nothing but a pencil neck geek.
I have a grandfather. His name is Grandpa. Hi, Grandpa. Remember, Grandpa, when I used to go over to the house and you wouldn't let me go into the kitchen with the rest of the family? Remember that, Grandpa? Oh, listen, Larry, you be a nice boy and stay away from us. When we want you to come over, I'll get a hold of your mother and I'll call her up and you can come over, okay? My name is Larry. My name is Larry.
We're talking today to the Dean of American Acapella Street Singers, the original wild and crazy guy, Rhino Records recording artist, Wild Man Fischer. Wild Man, to what do you attribute your totally unique singing style?
Like I said, family problems. Just really letting myself go all the time. And then after that, I thought I could be a rock star like everybody else, right?
You were singing Sereno Beach in 1961, and then you started singing on Sunset Boulevard a little after that?
Well, so yeah, right. I would have liked to continue to sing at Sorrento Beach, but I figured I had a better chance to if I wanted to make it in the music business, people said I'd have to go to Hollywood, right?
Right.
So, Sunset Boulevard.
When did you get the idea to start asking people for money?
For dimes? Well, I start to realize that that I was never going to make it because I kept trying and trying, and I figured I took demos to record companies. I put two and two together that I might as well make a living out of this.
Well, man, there's no doubt you're a survivor of the insane days of the Sunset Strip. Oh, with guys like Psycho Phil and Crazy Man Schwartz. But whatever happened to, say, Schizo Sal?
He's playing Vegas.
Well, man, how do your relatives feel about having a genuine rock star in the family?
They're not proud of me. They're not proud of what I become. They're not proud of me because I'm not a success. I'm a financial success. Which family's based? Well,
It's not a real...
yeah. Well, I could see where they're right. They're right because they're disappointed when I could have been so many other things, and they didn't want me to subside myself to such pressure. Well, I could.
Being the world's greatest street singer wasn't...
Well, no, they wanted me to be married, have kids, have a good job. Not a good job, just be married and have kids in my case. They'd be happy with just that. If I just had a regular job, it wouldn't have to be a good job, just even a lousy job.
My name is Larry, just like the hoodoo on See Me, Feel Me, Touch Me, Heal Me. My name is Larry. Listen, Pete Townsend, listen. My name is Larry. My name is Larry.